Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today to go over some news that kind of just be like, oh yeah, I've heard this one before. So this is from Conservative Brief dated April 30th. And it says Bernie Sanders says Americans should have money confiscated before becoming billionaires. Gotta love these communists. You know, you earn all your stuff, all your money, and they want it. This is a dumb thing, but let's go down the rabbit hole here and see what dumbass here, commie guy wants to do. So, it says Vermont Independent Senator Bernie Sanders has announced his support for President Joe Biden, and he has a plan for the government to confiscate cash, because that's always a good idea. So, speaking with Chris Wallace last week, he said that billionaires should not exist and that the government should confiscate funds before someone can become a billionaire. So, no. That's not how any of this works. Okay? The people who are that rich almost always are people that have created something that people need. And if you're trying to say, like, we're going to cap the amount of money that you have at a certain thing, people are just going to stop making things. It'll be like, what's the point? And remember that Bernie was against millionaires at the beginning, and then he wrote a few books, became a millionaire, now owns 3 houses, and as soon as that happened, he's like, oh, wait, no, now it's billionaires he's railing against. Okay, so what if Bernie became a billionaire? Would he just suddenly move to be like, oh, no, wait, I meant trillionaires? Anyway, article continues. It says, are you basically saying that once you get to 999 million, the government should confiscate all the rest? The host said to the senator. I'm saying we should go back to a very progressive tax policy like what we had under Dwight D. Eisenhower, the senator said. Over 1 billion basically all goes to the government, the host said. Yeah, I think people can make it on 999 million, the senator said. Well, of course they can, but that's not the point. What gives you the right to take someone else's hard-earned money? Why do you think you have a right to do that? I mean, I want an actual answer from this guy. Like, what makes you think you're allowed to do that? You have no right to that money. It's not yours. But again, he's a commie, so it's other people are going to create things, and I'm just going to take it because I feel like that's mine. And remember, Bernie is a professional, useless person. He's never done anything in his life. I don't think he's even sponsored any bills in Congress the entire time he's been there, which has been for a very long time. Okay, and before that, he was the mayor of a town in Vermont. I don't think he even did anything there. Like, the guy just basically lives off the government teat, essentially, off his government salary. Okay, so this is who we're listening to. This is who's been put forth as like a thought leader on the left, especially the far left, because Bernie is a leftist. Okay, it says, Wallace had a testy but playful back and forth with Sanders, who caucuses with the Democrats on the subject of age. So when Wallace wanted to talk about age with the senator, he quipped that Wallace should not worry because he will vote for him to keep his job at CNN, Mediaite reported. It says Wallace hit back sharply by mentioning Sanders' age after admonishing him by saying, you poked the bear. It says, Wallace, new subject, House Republicans want, and then Senator Sanders says, we're off of age. We're worried about getting old here. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, he must have stuttered. So he said, that's what I'm hearing, Chris. I'll fight to keep you on the station. And Wallace said, let me all right. Look, you poked the bear. I'm going to go back to age. Honestly, you're 81. I'm 75. Am I sharp? Do I think I have the mental acuity I had 5 or 10 years ago? No, I think I'm pretty good. And to a certain degree, I take a mental acuity test every time I sit down with somebody like you. Do you think maybe you've lost a step? You do a mental acuity test every time you sit down with Bernie? Bernie's not a smart dude. I mean, like, do you just take like a 5th grade like math exam? I mean, like, what do we do here? Like, what kind of mental acuity test? Okay, can these ads stop popping up? That'd be really great. It says, so then Bernie says, I mean, I let other people make that decision. I think you're doing pretty well. I'll vote to keep you on the station here. How's that? Chris Wallace says, I think you're a young 81, so I'll vote for you too. And Bernie doesn't seem like he's all that old. I mean, he does seem like a kind of a young 81, but remember, I think the guy's had multiple heart attacks. So inside, he's not a young 81. Outside, he seems pretty vibrant. It says, but before the interview was done, Wallace came back to the subject of age. And are we just going to keep talking about age instead of what Bernie said about just taking money? Because if so, then there's nothing else for me to go on here. And it looks like that is the case. And then we go into Joe Biden and about how he's old, and we know that that's basically the end of the article. Okay, so really there's not much else for me to go on here. I thought the article would be more about Bernie and some of the stuff he was saying about just, we're going to take all your money away. And then the tax policy, taxation is theft. They shouldn't be taxed at all. And all these people, they think the rich don't pay their fair share. The rich pay like all of the taxes. Like, what are you talking about? Okay. Let them keep their damn money that they earned. My God, it's not like somebody was born and then one day, like out of the blue, like they just had money. I'm not talking about people that inherited money. I'm talking about just like some random family somewhere. A kid was born and it was like, here's $60 million. Now your whole family's rich. Like that doesn't happen like that. Okay. And if someone is lucky enough to win the lottery, well, good for them. But that's a rarity. I mean, that's something that not many people do. And you can see the statistics about people that essentially, if they win the lottery, they end up going bankrupt. I mean, that's like a normal thing to happen because people just don't know how to handle money. Well, pot speaking to kettle here a little bit, but I mean, come on. What's the reason someone is going to try to create something if they get, if they're like, I'm going to make money and I want to create a product that everybody needs. And then the government comes in and is like, no, you can only make this much money. I mean, spoken like a true communist, that Bernie Sanders. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. You don't have to go to the age thing because who cares about that? I didn't realize that the article was going to be, most of the article was going to be about the age of Bernie Sanders and then Joe Biden, when the article title says this right here, that Bernie Sanders says Americans should have money confiscated before becoming billionaires. So let me know what you think about Commie Bernie wanting to take your money if you get to that amount. Leave those comments below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.